It's the Vegas Toy SquadCast, starring Vegas Toy Squad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 28 of Vegas Toy Squad. We are so happy to have you with us. We are happy to be back. It seems like it's been a while since we've been back in studio.
I was just saying, it feels like coming back home to be sitting here in front of the green screen.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah. My name is Rick.
I'm Frank.
I'm Rob.
I'm Patti.
And our very special guest once again with us today,
I'm BobaPat.
BobaPat, a.k.a. Pat. Sitting in with us for the big discussion here today. Kind enough to answer our invitation with an affirmative. And this is what, your third
big
time?
Discussion. Yeah, third one. Yeah, I was on the anniversary special, or the 20th
reunion, the
20th reunion.
Hey, we are coming up on an anniversary. This summer it'll be a year.
It will be a year.
And you were on our first, wait.
No,
Yeah,
Nate
it was
was.
Nate was our first.
Second or third, I think.
Yeah.
And you're tied with Nate now for third.
All right. So I'll be in next week.
There we go.
To take
We'll do like
title.
place.
SNL. We'll have like a 5-timers jacket. We'll
Have to
pass
get a
out.
little pin.
I was hoping for a wrestling belt
Hey, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Or
That is
a or
good
a
idea.
gauntlet.
or a gauntlet.
Yeah,
There you go.
a stone for every time you've been on.
Yeah. And then I'll go into the bracelet. We'll run out of room.
Just start running around.
Right on.
Funny. All right, we got big things to talk about this week. Of course, we're going to be saying, spoiler alert, because we're going to be talking about the big movie that came out that everyone's talking about. I hope we're not too late talking about it.
We should just title it "Spoiler Alert."
I think people want to hear our opinions.
People
I think
are
they've waited
they're biting at the bit
Yes.
for the VTS take.
for the Vegas Toy Squad opinion
Yeah.
on the movie.
It'll be worth
of
the
the
wait.
year. It will be worth the
Well, it's hard when you go every other week. And actually, we got off kilter, so
Yeah.
this would have been last Friday. But we don't want to get
That's
into
right.
the time travel thing again.
But then too, like, people
We'll
that
save
didn't,
that.
if they didn't get to see the movie the first week, they're not going to go and look for videos about the movie, so
Right.
we're
Well-
in that just right category.
We're hoping the timing's right on this one.
We're a warm bowl of porridge.
Well, as I was saying, the Russo brothers did say the ban is lifted after 2 weeks. So.
Right.
All right.
We
the
waited
Russo
for the
brothers?
spoiler zone.
Kidding.
Wait, what?
I'm always
Who are the
respectful
Russo
like
brothers?
that.
Why do they get to say on this podcast?
I don't know. Don't you know him?
No, I know of them. I don't know them.
We're going to work on
wish.
that.
We'll get that later.
Just tag them. That's all. Then they'll see it. Then they'll give it a listen. And next thing you know,
You never know.
We'll be part of the next movies,
cameos.
Could be. Phase 4, Phase 5. Who knows? But before we get talking about the movie, we're going to talk about some things that happened this past week. There's a lot that's been going on.
Yeah, it's
as
been a
far
big,
as-
big week or two since we last showed our face around here.
You want to start us
going on.
off? And
Well, yeah, we had just before we had the big May the 4th celebration. We lost Peter Mayhew, which is big sad
sad.
news for the Star
Very
Wars
sad.
community. And
especially the Chewie fans.
yes, yeah,
There you go. See?
everybody did it, but I can't.
No.
We all speak
I'm not.
Wookiee.
I'm not.
You speak Jawa.
It's a hard dialect
Yes.
to learn.
There you go.
So and then May the 4th was a big deal. We did some live shots from out and about, mainly Cosmic Comics.
Yeah, and
And Brad's.
Brad's. We did some.
Yeah, we did.
really good
Yeah,
from Brad's too. It's cool though how that is becoming bigger every year.
May the 4th.
Yeah, it's like I'm hoping that someday we get off school for it.
It's just a matter of time.
we just need-
putting that out there in the universe.
I
That'd be
told-
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I told you California had made it official. Like it's.
Oh, did they?
It's Star Wars Day in
Yeah.
California,
Oh,
so
all right. Well,
step in the right direction. You might not be far off from that.
bag on California all you want, but they got an official Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm moving there.
They have a Star Wars Day
Never.
just because of that.
And also, not only May the 4th, but it was also
Free Comic Book
Comic
Day.
Book Day. So you had two major pop culture events aligning.
Geek holidays. Yeah,
Together.
it was like a what do they call that?
Nerdgasm.
Well, that's what you call it.
Like a cosmic alignment or something.
Yeah,
There you
or
go.
a
That's a much better way of putting it.
synchronicity,
Cosmic alignment.
Wow.
Thank
yeah.
you,
So
BobaPat. You elevate our podcast.
My vast intellect bring to the table here.
Now
This table.
that doesn't generally happen. Is that the deal? Like the two
I
are
don't
usually.
think so because Free Comic Book Day is usually the first Saturday in May, and then May the 4th is
Oh,
right, yeah.
May
It's
the
on
4th. So
May the
just
4th.
whenever.
So
Like
just
what,
when-
every 7 years, I guess. Then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Wow,
go.
how lucky!
See what I mean? Look at this guy. He's elevating us.
Wow, yeah.
Second elevation within minutes.
And we had fun on Free Comic Book Day. It was
did.
it was cool.
It was very cool. We got to we had Cosmic for the most part. I got to see our friends from Critical Care, so they were there. A ton of people there, and then the guys at Cosmic let us announce one of the raffles, so that was kind of cool and kind of plug the SquadCast. So thank you, Cosmic, for letting us do that, and we got a few more likes after that, so that was cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
most deaf.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Bella, on your raffle.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was an interesting coincidence.
Yeah, it was.
So why don't you share so it's not so cryptic for the listeners and viewers?
Well, yes, really brief.
Brief.
The winner is related to my wife, in a way. So it was just
One of the
serendipitous.
winners. The winner of that raffle.
The winner of that raffle,
raffle, yeah.
happened to be like it just.
And
I
it was
didn't even know they were there.
Totally not
Coincidentally.
rigged.
Yeah, I had no idea they were there, and
No.
all of a sudden she came walking up. I was like, "Is that Bella?" And then it was great. She
then-
won, and
I thought the funny thing too was on the way there, Rob was checking one of our social
Yes.
media sites, and he said, "Who's this person who
Who's
likes us?" And Frank's like, "Oh, that's so and so," and then that's who won the raffle. So there
It
you
sounds like it was very well rigged, but it wasn't.
yeah, it wasn't. It was very serendipitous. It was crazy.
You like
It
our
was
post,
great.
and we'll let you win this.
Yeah.
go. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's too funny.
So, yeah, got a bunch of comics.
Yeah, I was excited to see your and Patty's enthusiasm for looking at the comics.
Yeah.
And possibly turning you towards that side even more.
Hey, I read 2 comic books this week.
All right, look at that.
In
Which
fact,
ones?
today,
In fact, today.
to prepare for my appearance here.
And I did read a few different things in
No,
high
you
school,
have.
but not a lot of real
Right.
mainstream
Well, you actually
stuff.
read like books, so.
Well, but I was into The Watchmen and Sandman and those
Oh, like the graphic
the
novels
cool
and
ones,
stuff.
graphic novels. That was kind of more my speed.
I
But
forgot to bring in Rat Queens for you guys. I'll have to
Oh, yeah.
you have to
Oh,
remind
yes.
me. Yeah.
So I finally read Django. I know this is
Uh-huh.
old news for everybody. Have you read this? The standalone. And it was pretty good. It
was
kind of
decent.
gave a little bit of more backstory on young Boba Fett and Django and that whole scene. You know, they go off on a mission. Oh, spoiler alert.
It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
They go off on a training mission, and
Uh-huh.
young Boba learns a valuable lesson. So it's heartwarming as well as
I'm
fun
surprised
read.
it's called Django because Boba's in it more than
It's
Django.
it's kind of about him, but yeah, it's
It's
young
pretty
Boba.
good.
Yeah,
Pretty good story for Boba.
yeah, it's fun. And then the other one I read was one I bought for $1. I love how they do that, but it's really suckers you in, man.
Yeah, it
You buy
does.
these
And then you gotta get the
$1
whole
right.
series.
That's a good issue.
I have volume 1 through 7 if you want to buy
Oh,
it.
good, yeah, because now I probably will want to read it because I started Birthright
Great book, great book.
by Williamson with art by Bresson, I guess, and Lucas. I guess we don't have to do that kind of thing. But anyways, it was a fun read, and it's about a boy who gets somehow teleported back into this medieval world where he's been summoned as a great hero warrior, and he comes back fully grown to his family. So. Anyways,
It's cool.
yeah,
It's a good one.
and the art is really cool.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
cool.
that's what really. I know you're not supposed to judge by the cover, but I love that
does.
crisp, clean, realistic artwork. And
Yeah.
then when the story matches, it's just
Yeah, and like
Disney, ask the faces and just
Oh.
the shading and stuff. I don't know. It's just more. It's very detailed.
yeah. And the dialogue I noticed was very kind of, it wasn't comic book dialogue. It
No.
was sort of more, I guess I don't read a lot of comics, so
Yeah.
I always,
So you'll find in the independents like that, especially ones that are geared more towards adults, it is more conversational. It's not,
Yeah.
like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
It's not that hero language.
Yeah.
Right.
so yeah. And on the other front, you guys would be proud of me. I've gotten into building blocks.
Uh-oh.
But not your damn Lego building blocks.
Oh.
Well, they're not damn Legos.
Well, no. But I have discovered the amazing world of Mega Bloks, and I'm sadly my
He's
wife
giddy.
is... Yeah.
He's giddy.
I was all about medieval stuff when I was a kid, like castles and knights and stuff. So, but there wasn't really anything like that,
Right.
back in those days. Cue the music. What are you looking up?
I'm just double checking before I say anything.
So, anyways, I found these things, and now I'm getting ideas for photography and stuff, and everybody's shooting Lego, so damn it, I'm going to do something different.
Get that Mega Bloks sponsorship.
Now, Mega Constructs.
Yes, I was going to say,
Yes.
Mega Bloks has now been turned to Mega Constructs or Mega Constructs.
And
Tomato.
But their old line of the King Arthur Legends stuff, and the Pirates, and the Dragons series, Crystal Wars, and all that stuff. It's all they're really cool.
Fire and Ice one too.
Yeah.
The Dragons one, that was cool.
Yeah.
So the other day, apparently a Mother's Day gift arrived for me, but it was a giant box, unopened, of the Dragon Mega Bloks.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So anyway, he was like, "Hey," and I thought, I do think they're cool, and I have fun building things with him, but so that happened.
So are you saying you liked it then, or you did it, or are you just going to leave it at that?
I'm going to leave it open to
wow.
interpretation. Here comes the
Holy
box.
cow.
If
Oh,
you're
the Crystal
listening,
Wars.
please
There you
take
go.
a moment to tune into our
That was
YouTube
huge.
channel.
Oh my God.
You need to come up. Yeah, no, it's all in. That's it.
So is that complete though?
treasure. Yeah, it's brand new.
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice.
Wow.
So happy Mother's Day to me.
That was really cool.
That's what you've always wanted.
That's the battle chest.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it
That
is.
is very cool.
Thank you.
And look, even their dragons have hair.
There is always some cool parts that they have in
Yes,
Mega Bloks.
yeah.
I'll buy like a big Lego lot and I'll be sorting through it. I'm like, oh, what's this? It's clearly not Lego.
Right,
They have like different curves to them and stuff like
Right,
that.
they stick together better, they hold up better, all that
The
kind of
Legos,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk. But
They might.
maybe
that clutch power.
you've got Mega Bloks you don't need. I've got Legos I don't want. Maybe we'll work something out
Hey,
after the show.
deal's going down. It's
So
going
if you
down.
guys come across any Mega Bloks or Mega Constructs or whatever, just pass them this way.
I have been looking, except my son has all the Halo ones, so they don't really match
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't want. I only
They don't
want the
match
medieval stuff.
Medieval stuff, so.
Or
I have a
pirate.
freezer bag of all the Mega Bloks I've been pulling out of my
too.
Lego.
I will start saving them because usually when I get a lot of Lego, if it's not Lego, it usually goes
It's
in the
yeah.
trash.
Oh,
Trash.
Recycling. Not even recycling.
Well, recycle, yeah. But I mean,
of course he recycles,
but
Frank.
it's just,
I'll take
Sorry.
all your unwanted Mega Bloks.
I will
I don't want the
save them for you.
Tyco or any of the other
any of that
off-brand
other stuff,
stuff,
yeah.
but I'll take your Mega Bloks.
any of the lock blocks,
No.
LLC, BLOK.
When we were sorting, I'll tell you what, I had no idea the number of different companies that made these building blocks.
yeah.
And we had at one point, I think 6 different boxes going because we were trying to sort so specifically. And then finally it was everything else and either Lego or Mega. That's it.
Very cool.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of different companies out there.
They're starting to get some really interesting properties. They have the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
So there's an exclusive Castle Grayskull that's coming out.
I didn't know if you knew about that. I
Yeah,
was gonna
GameStop,
drop
yeah.
that bomb later on.
He
you,
was
but-
excited to.
$250 for that.
He wanted to lure you to the world of Mega.
Wait.
What'd he say?
Hey, secrets don't make
Hey,
friends. What'd you say?
We all
They both said it
all
at the same time.
we
I
all
said
said for
it's
Mega Bloks.
$250, and they said for Mega Bloks.
It's for Mega Constructs, man.
Mega Construct. Excuse
And
me.
yeah,
that
if it
is-
were Lego, it'd be $350.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to get into the end of the thing, but that we can talk about that later. But
But that's
there's
cool.
some pros. That is cool.
The castle itself
cool.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the detail is better than if it were going to be a Lego.
Lego's not making
maybe.
one.
Well, that's because they don't
They don't
have the
have the
property.
license.
Aww.
Yeah,
I'm
because they have the
sorry.
license for everything else.
But they have made
Disney,
Marvel.
Marvel, DC. So
They even stole Ninja Turtles up from because Mega Bloks had Ninja Turtles first, right?
yeah, Mega Bloks had, and
Lego
now they
got
have Ninja Turtles again, but it's just not.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
They're like the cartoony, the younger ones, right?
Yeah. Well, they had both for a while, but it's not selling for them. Turtles and building don't seem to take off like you would think it would.
Imagine that.
I know, crazy.
I think it would if they made like the classic sets from like the classic cartoons,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
actual
sewer.
the actual
stuff.
sewer, the actual van, you know.
Yeah, the van would be amazing to do.
Yeah.
Shoot old sewer lids.
I have one that shoots sewer lids. I'll have to show it to you.
A Lego one?
In the sewer.
I didn't know it.
You guys are losing our audience.
I know,
here.
sorry,
Can I rein
sorry.
things back in here?
Sorry.
So I'm gonna drop some news here.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow's May 8th. Tomorrow drops the new Boba Fett, Age of Republic. Is that Age of Republic standalone comic?
Age of Rebellion.
Age of Rebellion.
Yeah, because that's the next set that they're
So
doing.
yeah, it's like the Django standalone, but it's a Boba Fett standalone, and 4 variant covers that I've seen so far. Pick them all up.
So when this actually airs, all of these things will already be
It'll
out.
have happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
because it comes out on Wednesday.
So call your comic store and hope that they still have some. And then I found out today also a killer new Funko Pop. Like we don't have enough of those.
Of course not.
Of
That
Boba Fett is coming out. Animated Fett.
You posted that on our Facebook page,
I did,
right?
yeah.
Because it got quite a few likes and a couple comments already. So.
Like the cart from the holiday special.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah,
cool.
and he's holding the weapon from the holiday special.
Is it a trident?
Thunder.
Yeah. What?
A trident? What is he?
Well, it's kind of it's like a I
It's
don't
like a
know.
rifle.
It's like a Biden. It's got 2 on it.
that thing.
Yeah, Biden.
Yeah. And it's a whole
Joe
different
Biden?
kind of sculpt. Like his
it's
body
pretty
looks
cool.
like leaner and not quite so chunky and cutesy.
If you want to see that, check out our Facebook page. It was
Yes.
posted today by Rob, so check it out and give it some love.
And you can pre-order at GameStop. Now I'm all
There you
about
go.
that. Now, because there's a GameStop right across the street. So
Yeah.
if I hear something's coming out,
There you
I
go.
just jet over to GameStop
There you
and
go.
The
plunk a
free-
few bucks down.
The pre-order comes in.
Oh, is there a
My
history?
pre-order didn't come in.
Oh,
Supposed
boy.
to come in May 2nd.
But that's not their fault. Hasbro's been having a lot of
Is that what it
trouble
is?
with shipping. I mean, they had a huge issue with the Professor X Marvel Legend.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Hasbro's not been.
I just saw the Padme Mace Windu figures and like the Jump Trooper the other day. It's the first time I've seen them since
Oh,
they're all
really?
released. And they were all at GameStop. I've yet to see
nice.
them at Walmart or Target or anywhere.
I found Mace at Target about a month ago, but that was it. And then that purple chick.
Laura Dern.
Yeah, whatever. Jurassic Park lady.
God, now what was her name? Now I went blank.
Admiral Holdo.
Oh,
that's
that's
not it, is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Holdo?
Holdo,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. I'm the
yeah,
Star Wars
something like-
fan in
I
the
didn't
family.
think that was
Yeah,
it.
something like that. Something
My wife questioning my Star
Lame-o.
Wars knowledge.
Sorry. Sorry. Pardon.
She looked like the girl from Grease with the pink hair.
Frenchie.
So, continuing with our theme of dragons and medieval things, we started watching a show called Nightfall, Netflix show. Anybody heard of that?
Yeah, it looks cool.
It is actually pretty cool. It's
We're
about the
what?
Knights Templar. We have
3
watched
episodes?
3 episodes,
Yeah.
and you know,
Mark Hamill's in that.
we haven't seen him yet, but I guess
Okay.
he's coming in maybe next season or later. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we just
I
started.
saw him on the commercial, so I don't know what season they're on.
They're in season 2, I think now.
Okay,
Maybe
so-
I don't know.
He's in the current season then, so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, which is actually, she showed me an article in EW and said about Mark Hamill. I'm like, I gotta check this out. It's about knights and Mark Hamill's in it, you know.
Yeah,
Knights of
it's gotta be
Templar
good.
is awesome.
And we're like easing the transition away from Game of Thrones. We know it's ending,
yeah,
so
you
we,
need something else to
yeah, but
Not for long.
fill the
nothing
void.
compares. But
The side.
I mean,
2 more.
I read an article and they said they're making 3 spin-offs is what they're working on.
Oh, really?
Spin-offs, but
Thrones.
spin-offs aren't.
But they don't like that term spin-offs.
Well, I'm just
What do
gonna
they call it?
miss.
Twist arounds?
Gonna miss it.
I don't know.
Jumpaways.
We'll see if they can make
George R.
that
Martin
lovable of characters again, you know. 'Cause I think they did a great job on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Just even the people you hate, you know, you love them in
Yes.
the show, you know.
Right.
But
Well,
I think they'll have their hands full trying to do that all over
For
again.
Joffrey.
I wonder if they'll
That
keep
poor
the
kid.
same characters. You know what I mean?
No, well, the first one I've heard about is with Naomi Watts, and it's like a prequel. Like
Like way back.
Like way back. That's the first thing
Like
that
young
I heard.
Ned Stark times or something like
No,
that.
even
I think
before that.
Even
before,
that,
like
yeah.
a whole
Game of
generation
Thrones back
or
in the
two.
day.
Like the
before
Children
that,
of the
like 100
Forest?
years.
Before there was a throne.
No,
Before
I don't
that.
think
That'd be cool
that.
to see
Yeah,
more.
But I
guess
think
it would be.
No background conversations,
what is
gentlemen.
going on? Do we need a talking stick?
I'm gonna have to.
Possibly.
I'm gonna have to mute your
Gentlemen.
mic when you guys do that. I'm gonna mute you. Where's the mute button?
So I don't know how we segued onto that, but yes.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Are you caught up?
Yeah.
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 Just not you.
Is not.
He's way back.
Yeah.
But Frank's caught up.
Yeah.
Sherman and Mr. Peabody in the Wayback Machine.
That is way back.
That
Reference.
so the last episode was just setting us up for what's to come, obviously this big battle
Right.
in episodes 5 and 6.
The Last Wall.
But any just real quick comments on episode 3, which was the battle.
Oh, one of
I
the best
mean,
episodes I've ever seen
Yeah.
of the show, you know.
Like couldn't breathe for long periods of time. I think we were just holding our breath. Wow, what a show.
I was just laughing at people said it was too dark. I'm like, how else could you do it if you're fighting the Night King
Fighting
at
death,
night?
right?
Yeah, you're fighting death. Death is dark. It's a dark
Change your
subject.
settings on your computer, on your TV.
Yeah, a little brightness, a little more
Oh,
contrast.
they meant visually dark?
Like visually,
Yeah,
yeah.
there
Like, no,
were
they
a
meant
lot
like
of
visually. They
people.
couldn't see
and
the
rewatching
episode.
it a second time, it was a little dark.
It was,
but it had to be.
But it had to be.
Right.
It
I
had
think maybe
to be.
that first scene when the flames went out, it was like hard to see kind of what was going on.
Yeah,
the guy looked up, you
Well,
couldn't
when
really tell what he was
Arya
looking
was,
at. but-
was wandering through the spoiler alert when Arya, it went before the
Right, when she's wandering the halls and
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, it was all sort of dark and
But
hard.
that's what it was
hard to
supposed to
make
be.
out, but
That,
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
the that was the
That's
fear
what makes
invoking.
Yeah, they had almost
Well,
like a Walking Dead kind of vibe.
Exactly,
with
exactly.
But people, were bitching about it.
Yeah. So
That and the coffee cup.
Well, that was in
that was this past
that was
episode.
this
this most recent episode.
The,
So
spoiler alert.
if you haven't
There's a
watched it
Starbucks
yet,
latte on the table.
Look out.
keep an eye for a Starbucks goof.
I'm sure we're a little bit late to that game.
Well, in case anybody missed out on all that.
Right.
Don't you ever just wish you're the person that like found that
Yeah.
first and like posted it first or whatever? Like, that's my picture.
No, it's not. They would argue.
Yeah, you never get
I
credit.
was just happy that I knew something about Game of Thrones that you guys didn't.
What did you know? What did
Who
I
was in the
miss?
battle scene and you didn't know who it was?
Oh, that's true.
The battle scene.
Chris Stapleton, country music sensation.
Oh, yeah.
There rubs, I guess. So. Moving on.
All due respect to Mr. Stapleton.
So that's all I got.
Well, that was quite a mouthful.
That
The
was
show's
awesome.
ready to wrap now.
That
Yeah.
was big.
So yeah, we're Here There Be Dragons. You can't see it if you're just listening, but we're all about dragons and knights and medieval stuff on this side of the table.
No, I got Kratos on this side.
And yeah,
So he's kind of medieval-ish. He's barbarian-ish with an axe in his hand.
Oh, he's gonna go.
Is he going to go?
It wouldn't be an
Yeah.
episode if something didn't fall forward.
yeah, there.
Oh, there he goes.
All in front of the
There
table.
we go. Let me move his foot. There.
For those of you listening, he's gradually,
Moving on.
gradually
We're
falling
watching
forward.
Antigua, and the paint's drying.
Exactly.
And what's new with you, Rick?
Nothing.
All right,
Nothing,
Frank.
man. I'm just waiting to discuss the movie. I got,
You're biting your tongue.
anything new I've posted on our Instagram. So check out our Instagram and you'll see I've been doing a lot of
That's
Vitruvian
true.
hacks, some Marvel Legends. I'm waiting to open up the X-Men because stupid me ordered Gambit from Hasbro. So of course I have the whole line except for Gambit because I've ordered him from Hasbro. So he's on his way.
You can't open them individually. You have to wait
Well, I
till you
want
have
to
them
open
all
them as a
together.
team.
He's got to put the Build-A-Figure together. you know?
Exactly.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
Missing an arm or whatever.
Well, Gambit doesn't come with any Build-A-Figure pieces, but I just, So anyway, waiting on that. And then I got the Kratos, so I posted pictures of him online too. So that's it. All right, next, go.
I've bought in piles of stuff. So since the last time we were here, I got the brand new Captain America shield.
That is a
Yes.
beauty.
It's pretty dope. And then
You're going to be
Is that the
expected.
Hasbro one?
Wait, are we just going to gloss over that
Yes.
he just said pretty dope?
yes. I was hoping so.
All right by me, dude.
You're going to be expected to come to people's aid now when the when the shit hits the fan. You're walking around with that thing. People are gonna.
Well, it's a good thing he has a shield.
It's a good thing I don't walk around with it all the
Hold
time.
it up and say assemble.
Yeah.
And everyone will do their thing.
Hopefully somebody's got my back. step up there.
Yeah.
But then I also got this. I obviously we've talked about Pops like 1,000 times, but I hardly ever buy them. But there's this little Stanley.
It's like a bronze
It's
statue.
beautiful.
It's really cool looking statue.
Yeah,
so
the gold on the box. And
Yeah.
stuff, the gold font.
exactly. So I mean, it's Stanley. So
Where did you
Look
get
at that
that?
beautiful patina.
where did I get that?
Brad's?
Clearly,
I got
hundreds of
actually.
years
This is the second one I have because I bought one from Big Bang and then somebody gave this to me. So
Oh,
I have
yeah?
one in the box and one on my desk. So
So one for sale.
yeah, maybe.
Well, if you're ever going to sell one, dibs.
That was a pretty cool looking
Trade 'em
one,
some
though.
But
Legos
that's the only
and
reason.
Legos.
Like I just it looked like a statue and
Yeah. It's a nice tribute to Stan.
it is like I really didn't. I actually have 2 tributes to Stan, but
Yeah. We don't have any Pops, but we have a Dorbs.
A stand
a
door.
stand
Stanley.
that's a good one. I'd probably get that one too.
It
I'll
was
trade you
cute.
for a bronze.
I really like that. That's really unique.
Once again, deals going down here, huh? Behind
Buy, sell,
the
trade.
scenes. Behind the
right.
scenes trades.
Patricia, anything
funny.
you'd like to toss into the mix?
No, other than I did pick up that Disney board game Villainous. Haven't played it yet, but the goal is to definitely become good at it over summer. So
And then I will play it with others.
you're gonna
She's
be a
gonna
part
master
of
it.
that.
Only after
First.
I become good first.
No,
Then the board will be open for others to
listen.
play.
The directions were really complicated, and I was like, I just can't process right now. I need
Yeah.
to wait till I'm out of school so that I can absorb these directions. Seems a little bit munchkin-y, perhaps.
Is it another card engine type game?
Yes, yes. But it looks so awesome, and all the reviews were great. So that was my little gift to myself, and I'm just waiting for a game night.
Very cool. Yeah, you saw that big thing I bought.
Yeah.
I got the bigger, geekier box for Smash Up, so that thing's like
yeah.
a coffee table.
Yeah.
So we need to do like one each night because they're both going to take probably a while.
Yeah.
It's huge. All right. Anyone else got anything?
Pat, what's happening?
Hey,
What have you been up to?
Legos mainly.
Yeah, still on
buying and
Still on that kick?
yeah, just upgraded my table setup. I got 6 big IKEA tables now.
Yeah.
With just it all on there. I got a crawl hole in the middle because I can't reach the middle now.
A crawl
Nice.
hole.
So like I crawl under the table and I come up in the middle of the 6, so I can
So
actually
you can
reach
manipulate and
everything.
get
yeah.
different angles of the city. There you go.
Wow.
But yeah, buying bulk lots on OfferUp and
Wherever you can get them.
sorting them and stuff like that into bins and all that, and watching Game of Thrones and got back into Breaking Bad again. I don't know if you guys have seen that
Yeah,
show, but
Oh,
Great.
God,
one of my favorite
yes.
shows of all time.
Definitely one of the best.
I was kind of eating dinner the other night. I was tired of scrolling Netflix, and I was like, I'll just throw Breaking Bad on again, and now I'm
From
on
the
season
beginning?
4 already.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks later, I've just been binging it. So.
That's funny.
It's great. It's so good watching it a second time too, like knowing how it all ends up and
Oh, cool.
like why didn't you catch that?
Yeah.
Hank like not catching all the little hints and stuff. But
Oh, Hank.
yeah,
Cool.
trying to get more into photography. Just my schedule with the kids. It's
Yeah.
like, I like going out at golden hour, but you got the kids at golden hour, so maybe they'll be old enough to take them out in the desert soon and get them into photography and stuff.
How old are they?
Well, my oldest is 6, so I figure I can get her out into the out shooting with me and stuff if she's bored at home or something. But the other one's only 2, so
Yeah.
That'll be a
That's
be a while
years.
for her.
A few years there.
yeah.
Right
But
on.
yeah, that's about it. And Endgame, obviously.
Yeah, that's what everyone's got
Dun
on their
dun
mind.
dun.
So should we give the spoiler alert now?
Okay, if you're watching, we'll go ahead and flash something maybe.
Where did it? When did it come out? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Yeah, I
ago.
think so, yeah.
This coming Friday. When this airs, will it be 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
2.
3 weeks.
Wait.
It doesn't
2
matter.
Fridays ago.
That
Yeah,
it's
2
plenty
Fridays
of time. You should have seen the movie by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you haven't,
There's your spoiler alert.
Right.
get off your booty and go see it.
We'll just title this one "Spoiler Alert." So.
And it's filmed in IMAX. You got to see it in theater.
yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You have to see
It's
it.
not going to be the same at home.
So,
We did watch the first one. Well, not the first one, but the one that preceded
Infinity
this one.
War.
Yeah, Infinity War.
Again, right before, and it was
Helpful.
very helpful.
incredibly
Oh, yeah.
helpful.
Cool.
And lest I be judged that my opinion is not valid on this movie, I stayed awake through the entire thing.
Yes, he did. He didn't even waver.
That was the first question I asked Patti.
He did, no joke.
Rob said that for my benefit.
I slept not a wink. So
I didn't have to nudge him. I didn't have to do anything. He was completely.
I was enwrapped.
thoroughly
He was
engaged.
that
Good. That's good.
And be held responsible.
I haven't watched all of them, but I've gone back and watched Avengers, the first one, and then Age of Ultron again. And going back to watch them after watching Endgame is incredible too, because you just see how everything
They tied it
fits
all
together
up so
and-
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a really good movie. So I actually told Rob that I'm actually nervous about talking about this movie because for some reason I'm just ridiculously emotional about this movie, like to the point where it's not
Get the tissues.
rational. So I will try to be reserved, not like, but it's my whole childhood. You know, I mean, I've been reading Marvel comic books since I've been 7. It's like it's just, outside of church, this is like the next thing that I've done the longest in my life. So.
Yeah.
Well, in the movies alone, we've all dedicated the past decade to watching them and stuff.
Countless hours.
So I will do my best to not sound like a snob or a jerk. So I'm just putting that out there right now.
His insight.
Pardon me. Thank you.
It's good.
Well, thank you
I
for.
know it's going to be really hard for me. I'm a
Thank you
Scorpio.
for opening up.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll put the Lopi on me. All right, with that being said, who wants to start this conversation off about Endgame? Want to do initial thoughts? Do you want to... There's so much to talk about. We can talk about...
I think you should get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I just did. I thought, like you said, I don't know if it could have been if there couldn't have been a better way to tie up all the movies, but not only just to tie up the movies, but to present a launching pad for where this is going to go into the future as far as Phase 4. There's so many possibilities now. I just thought it was amazing the way that they were able to do both things. Tie up phase, that first phase, the Infinity Saga, and then preview everything that's going to be happening further.
Was this all already in book form? What we saw in the movie?
It was, but it's not nearly the same. There's so many different... There was the Infinity War, and then there were so many other things after that, because like in the books, the Infinity Gems, they always resurface. They just resurfaced just a few months ago in the comics again, and they're feeling the repercussions of that in the current continuity of the Marvel
Because
comics.
it has nothing to do with the movies.
No, it has nothing to do with the movies now. So yeah, it's,
So why do they just keep resurfacing?
Because
Why?
It's a good
They're
story.
Infinity.
Yeah,
There's a cosmic link to everything. It's what holds reality together.
They're a Mobius loop.
Well, that's the time, is a Mobius loop.
But they can be destroyed, right?
But they always regenerate.
They-
They always
they-
come
Well,
back.
Scarlet Witch destroyed whichever one
Was in-
Vision had on his head.
The Soul Stone.
In
No, no,
in
the
Infinity War.
Mind Stone.
Yeah.
But is it now gone forever?
No, because Thanos
No,
reversed
Thanos.
time, but they can be destroyed. So I don't know. I'm sure there's other timelines or comics maybe where they're
As long as you have that
one's
time
been
gem,
destroyed or something.
it doesn't matter because you can go wherever it last was or wherever it's going to be in the future, and you can get it back.
Well, isn't that convenient?
It is a
Yes, it
convenient
is.
strategy, yes.
It is. Anyone else's thoughts?
No, not on that.
You don't have
Man,
any thoughts?
Frank, you've
No,
seen
we're
this
talking about
movie
the movie. You saw it
3
more than all of
times.
No,
us.
I've seen it 3 times. But,
Oh my goodness!
Good Lord,
But
man.
when it comes to the time,
There's the door. Get out of here.
when it comes to the obviously the gems there, the Infinity Stones, like you say, they just resurface, and it's just I don't know. There's a lot of there's so much to talk about in this one. Like the time traveling makes things super complicated, yet ties a lot of things up.
So what I'm
like-
hearing is maybe some reservation from Frank.
No, I loved the movie, but there's just certain things I have questions about, like.
It's true. That's
Like,
how I feel.
I know we'll get to like Captain America returning all the stones, but I want to know how he returns the Soul Stone because the only way to get it is giving up a life,
Well, my question
Trading.
with the
Trading.
Captain
Not
America
giving, trading.
thing.
trading life.
So if Captain America went back and he spent 60 years in that, because it's not our timeline, it's an alternate timeline. So he
Right.
spent it there. What happened to the Captain America that was frozen in that timeline? Did they just not thaw him out?
I think he was just in hiding.
He wouldn't have been around to help with all kinds of stuff that Captain America did in our timeline. You know what I mean?
You're saying at the end?
Yeah, at the end when he's the old guy and stuff. So, but then when he comes back to our timeline, where is that other one in that whole realm of timeline? He's still in his timeline, yeah. But
the Cap that goes back is the one that's in that timeline. So he goes back to his timeline.
Right.
As an old man.
When he decides that he's going to stay there, that's when it creates the alternate timeline.
Okay.
So that timeline exists. That timeline exists parallel to the one
right,
that
like the one now that Loki is free and alive with the Infinity Stone.
And then, there's a couple different theories. Then he, either decides to come back to his timeline, or there's been stories in Marvel Comics where since he's originally part of this timeline, time automatically corrects itself. And once he's aged to the point where he is back in this timeline, then it just...
He would just appear
he
here.
just pops back over too. Yeah.
Maybe there's two cats.
Maybe there's two Captain Americas. Maybe he's hiding out with Peggy the whole time. And
maybe, yeah.
And the alternate timeline.
She had like some weird
I'm just
freaky
saying, like,
fantasy
there's two Captain Americas.
There's two Captain Americas around.
If there can be two Nebulas, why can't there be like two Captain Americas existing?
True. They don't have to cross paths. True. If the one knows to stay away.
Well, that's what I thought, because they never mention, like, they always allude that Peggy married someone from the Howling Commandos, but they never say who he is. They're always secretive about it throughout the entire
so do you think they could have been...
So it could have been Captain America the entire time and just kind of kept the limelight. Maybe
that's cool.
Maybe he was rocking a mustache the entire time and you didn't notice him. So, I don't know. That was my theory behind it anyway.
Well, now, you said you have to understand how time travel works in the Marvel Universe. You want to explain that?
Well, we just did. Like, whenever you time... Like they said in the movie, when you go back to that past, it's not going to affect your future.
Right. You can't affect your own past.
Your own future.
Yeah.
Because you're on that wavelength. So when you go back, it just creates...
It branches off
into alternate timelines.
It's like they were saying, if they were to go back and kill Thanos as a baby, it would have no effect.
It would have no effect on their future because it's already...
Right.
So that's why you have to keep track of all of the alternate.
Well, and they say that in the movie, they're like, "What? So Back to the Future is bullshit or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just in their universe that it's bullshit.
There's a quote.
Well, it's
because that makes sense to me. If you go back and mess, like if time travel is a thing, it could be. You can't say it's not 100% certainty.
They're actually proving that you can do it.
If it's like even a 1/5% possible, then it's possible.
All right.
So if that's possible, and I go back and see myself from a few years ago and somehow do something different or interact in some way, that's gotta have a ripple effect on the future.
Well, that's if you stick to one timeline.
Yeah, not you, because
where they couldn't go back in time and make a change because our past is our past. It is what it is. There's no way of changing it. So they used a machine that they invented to go to alternate timeline, where it's like an alternate reality where there's subtle differences, but it's basically the same reality as ours. But in their reality, they had a chance to grab the stones before all this stuff had gone down in their reality.
And if you pay attention, they've alluded to the alternate timelines in a lot of the different movies. In Thor, when Professor Selvig was doing his speech or whatever, if you look on his chalkboard, it has a bunch of different things on there, and it has 616, 616. That's the designation for the Marvel Universe. Each timeline has its own number designation, so that's the number designation for the main Marvel Universe is 616.
Like base reality or whatever they're calling it.
All right, but that takes a lot of geek knowledge.
Yes, it does. Which is why a lot of people had issues with it, or just didn't understand it. And you also have to remember this is fiction, so whoever controls the narrative sets up the rules for the universe.
No, that's true.
So, I mean...
Well, and it's like, Steven Spielberg basically set the rules with Back to the Future and other time movies like that, Well, now Marvel said, let's make our own way that it works, I like the way it works. I think it's cool. Because now, there's that... They're making the Loki TV show spinoff. I think that's completely going to be about the alternate reality Loki. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Maybe trying to get in touch with like this reality Loki and team up with them or something like that.
I had
you know?
no idea they were doing that.
Yeah.
And there's, I mean, both major comic book companies have tons of alternate timeline. DC has the Elseworlds, and then Marvel just calls them alternate timelines.
Wow.
You know, where things are slightly different than our own, and it brings in some really good stories.
How do you keep track? What timeline?
You just do. You know. You just do. I mean, depending on what books you read and what characters are in which ones. You know.
Well, especially if you read multiple books, and
Yeah.
then you have multiple books with multiple timelines, and then.
But it kind of helps you see the bigger picture, so you kind of can keep it straight.
Yeah.
a little
Right.
bit
Yeah.
better.
It fills in some of those. Well, what about this? You know.
Right. Yeah. Where'd this character come from?
Speaking of time travel, I still wish Deadpool would have came in the very end.
Oh, I know. I
And he would have been like, sorry it took us so long, guys. The Disney merger and Fox merger took too long.
That would have
But
been
he'd be like,
really
seriously,
great.
it's
Just
over?
a bullet to Thanos' head.
And then he
Oh,
could-
sorry, I was late, guys.
Then he could be like, seriously, time travel, guys? That's already been done. You know, like, you
That's
just
just
make
poor
some
writing.
snide remarks. Yeah, that's just poor writing.
Yeah.
That would
would've
have been
been
a great post-credit
That would have been
scene.
incredible. I would have lost my mind. I think the entire world would have lost their mind if Deadpool showed up.
I think I was most disappointed that there wasn't a post-credit scene.
There was. You just didn't visually see it.
I saw it in another
credits.
reality.
You just heard it.
Did
Yeah,
you,
it
did
took
you
place
stay
in
to
another-
hear
We
the sound?
stayed.
Another timeline.
You didn't hear the sound at the end?
It was a huge theater full of people. What sound?
Oh my
Not at the
goodness.
end of the credits.
At
We're the
end of
last people
credits,
there.
You hear hammering on armor again, just like Tony Stark did when he first built his Iron Man suit.
Oh,
It was
right.
literally
Yeah,
the
but
soundbite from that.
That
the
takes
first
a
movie.
lot of knowledge of geekdom to.
But
I-
what,
That
so
was,
what do you
that
think
was
that means?
plastered
though,
all
you know?
over the. Well, it
under
could be
construction.
it could be an homage to this is where we started, this is where we ended. So it could be an homage to Tony Stark. It could be saying,
This is the new
look, you
beginning.
saw his daughter with the Iron Man, you know, so Iron Man's going to come back, or there's going to be a different one, or Pepper Potts might come
Well,
back.
so in the
as-
comics, or some of the comics a long time ago, Tony actually invented a way to. I can't really word how he did it. It was something like he took his DNA and managed to mesh it into his nanotechnology,
Right.
so that he technically couldn't die. His suit would
His
just
suit would
produce
just
another
produce
one. of
another,
him.
yeah,
so
almost AI of him.
I mean, I think that's a bit of a stretch that they would do that in the movie. People
Right.
would just be like, "Oh, that's too easy of,
Right, yeah.
of a way to bring him back." But I mean, Downey Jr. loves playing Tony
He does,
Stark, so
yeah.
I don't see that he would
But,
just
you know,
be
he-
okay with being done.
He could, you know, have other AIs of himself, or just holographic projections,
that's
almost
true,
like
yeah.
you know, like Jarvis or whatever. So
Professor Hulk will figure it out.
yeah, Professor. I was so excited to see Professor.
Oh, he
Hulk.
was awesome. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite versions of the Hulk. I
Yeah,
love
he
that
was
version
great.
of the Hulk. So
Is that's a thing?
it's cool. Yeah.
I thought that was adorable. I
Yeah,
thought that
that's,
was cute.
He's not as big or as strong as when Hulk's in full rage mode, but you've kind of got the best of both worlds. You got
They've found a way to coexist with each other in one, you know.
And they call him Professor Hulk.
they did, yeah.
That's like his
He wore glasses in the comics and everything. Too,
That's adorable.
some big glasses.
Giant.
Like those ones you get at the gift
the
shop.
novelty
the big-
ones, yes.
My favorite
Thinking
thing,
that
though, about Endgame is I can finally cosplay Thor.
Oh, Ray.
And the dude at the same time.
Yeah, I call him the great.
I can
I
finally
said the Big
cosplay
Thorbowski.
Yeah, the
Big Thorbowski.
So
What?
did you
I
guys
said I can finally cosplay Thor. I feel good about that.
did you guys hear that there was some flack online about Thor's portrayal? Did you guys hear anything about that? That like
I have a couple friends that didn't like how
Because-
Thor was in
Yeah.
the movie. I
They
thought
had
it was funny,
depression
you know.
issues or post-traumatic stress, and people were like, they're making fun of this, and this is a real disorder. He's suffering. I mean, you know, some people took a deep dive with that, but I could see their point. At the time, I was enjoying it.
Yeah, it didn't register.
It
probably
didn't
get-
really- I
probably
just
say
kept
people get
thinking of the
mad.
Well, I don't
dude
think
the
that-
whole
Violence in
time.
cartoons.
Again,
If you do, you're going to notice.
To point Rob, you know, it takes a lot of geek knowledge to know this, but Thor's gone through bouts like that throughout his entire history. He's gone
Really?
through bouts of depression where, you know, he didn't want to carry on being Thor anymore. You know, he didn't want to be a god anymore. I mean, there's all kinds of storylines in there where
So
you
he's
know,
a very
he's always
volatile.
felt like am I really worthy? And then for the whole last 4 or 5 years, he has been unworthy. He hasn't been able to wield his hammer. So he's had to fight through that bout of depression as well. So, you know, but again, like you said, that Takes a lot of geek knowledge to know.
What's the Rock guy? His friend?
Cord.
Yeah, I was so glad he was in the movie.
Yes.
I thought they died. I just assumed everyone on that ship died.
Right, yeah, they don't explain that.
And then
the last time you see him, he's talking to someone on Asgard. He's like, hey, we're going to hop on this big ship. You want to join?
Yeah.
You know?
But then, I mean, where'd the other Asgardians
It's from
go?
Thor
There was
Ragnarok.
obviously some there in the new Asgard, so
Right, that's
they had
true,
to
too.
survive.
Yeah, they had to
Some of them,
survive.
Some way they had to
Some
survive.
escape pods or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
some way.
So
That could be a spin-off in its own, you know.
it
Just
could be. Yeah.
them leaving to the point where Thanos catches up to them, you know.
It's just gonna be like Family Matters, like except it's just in Asgard. You're like Korg.
Is Asgard now on Earth? Is that
Yeah.
what happened? Okay.
And if you notice, that's the same spot that Odin was in Thor Ragnarok, where he said, Asgard could be here. It could be this place right here.
Really?
And then that was,
That makes
Also-
sense. I forgot that, but now that you say it, I totally remember that because that kind of made me tear up in Ragnarok.
It's also in Captain America when they actually first get the Tesseract. It's from that same town.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
It
yeah.
has a lot of history with that town because apparently when the Asgardians came to, I mean, that's where they left the Tesseract. When they came, they had a battle on Earth way back in the day, and that's where they left the Tesseract to be guarded. And then they come to Captain America, so everything just they really tied up all the details.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that's right.
like-
That's where the Red Skull gets it.
yes,
Yeah.
from that tree. Remember?
Yep.
That
How
little
did
wooden
Red
box?
Skull end up where the Soul Stone is?
In Captain America,
Captain
he
America's-
grabs the Tesseract, and you'll see like he gets phased out, like he just
Are you
like
with us, right?
Right, but so that's happened to other people when they've grabbed Infinity Stones. So I'm just kind of wondering like how he actually ended up as the guardian of the Soul Stone kind of thing, you know.
I don't know.
I
Like,
think they just thought it'd be cool to have him there.
So I'm not super
Yeah.
familiar with the original Captain
Because
America
I don't
movie.
think the Red Skull. I don't think he's ever been in charge. I'd have to really look.
I don't
but
know.
I don't remember him ever doing that, so I'd have to do some research on that.
That's just kind of something
Yeah.
I think they just.
I
put
feel
in
like
the
it was a
movie.
good way to bring him back because
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he's like one of the
definitely,
biggest villains in Marvel, and
Yeah.
like they kind of just like he's been gone since Captain America.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad that they brought him back in some shape, way, or form.
That was Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, except he didn't play him in
No.
the movie. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't?
That wasn't him?
No, the
No.
guy who plays Aaron in The Walking Dead. You know, the guy that does all those impressions.
But what?
That was
Yes, the
him?
guy that plays
Yeah.
Aaron in The
I
Walking
thought
Dead.
it was
the guy
the
that has
original
the-
guy.
No.
No.
Isn't that, yeah, I was like, what? What?
Wow.
Yeah.
And in Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
had
swore it was
no
the Mr. Anderson
idea.
from the Matrix,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch that guy's impressions online. It
Oh,
That'd
yeah,
have been
no,
hilarious
he's
if they
phenomenal.
showed up and he's
He
like,
is phenomenal.
Mr. Thanos.
I'm so blown away right now.
Yeah, that blows my mind. I had no idea.
Hugo.
I mean, I wonder what the reaction was when Captain America showed up to give back the Soul Stone.
Yeah, there's some
Steve
good
Rogers.
memes. There's some good memes.
Wait, you're
on
still
Right.
like,
Yeah. Because, when he traveled back to replace them, there's some good things.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, here you go, man. Sorry about,
yeah.
you know.
So, Robert,
Oh, yeah,
what
Joe.
was your opinion on the movie?
Yeah, it was good.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't have the kind of love for the universe that like most fans do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It never like I don't
Grabbed
know.
you.
It never grabbed me. So like I enjoy the movies for a kind of a popcorn, experience, but I thought it was a fun and fitting ending to the saga, the tale. But it's just I don't have those kind of emotional moments when characters die or
Yeah.
things happen like that with that crew. So as far as a movie goes, I thought it was I thought it could have been a little shorter. Yeah, it's not like it felt overly long, but I thought there was some stuff they probably could have done without here and there. But
I'm sure they took a bunch out, too. Like,
yeah,
the
God,
Blu-ray's
yeah, it
gonna
was
have
probably
a bunch of
7
stuff.
hours long when they first sat down to cut it. But
I'd sit and watch that too.
it'll be out on.
I mean, I've already committed 9.
Blu-ray.
I was thinking they were going to do like the 2 movies back to back in the theater, but I didn't see anyone doing
I
that.
don't know.
Maybe they'll do that in a few months, to
Maybe.
generate more
Oh
box
yeah,
office.
to bring it
Yeah.
More
back.
revenue
Sales.
because they didn't make enough.
Yeah,
Because it only got
exactly.
second behind Titanic or whatever.
Behind Avatar.
How was Avatar? Yeah, how was Avatar still number 1? You'd think like, because it's almost like every new Marvel or Star Wars
Yeah.
movie that comes out
Sets a new
tops
record,
the chart,
yeah.
tops the
Yeah.
chart.
Yeah.
but not over Avatar.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
AKA Fern Gully.
Crazy.
Aren't they making a second Avatar?
Yes.
Yeah, they're filming
Yes.
them all at the same
It's
time.
like, what,
so you've
15
got-
years later or something?
Yeah, I think
that
they're
how long
doing
it's been?
2, 3, and 4 all at the same time
Okay.
for that.
That'd be cool.
They're doing 4 of those movies?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Wow.
All right. Hey. What about any of the... did you guys catch anything that they're alluded to for future movies in there? Crickets,
well,
guessed up. All right, terrible
I
question.
feel like
Well, you obviously did.
I
I don't have that kind of, I wouldn't be able to pick stuff like that out probably from
Yeah.
these movies.
I mean, aside from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah, I think Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians.
Guardians seemed
as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which is a current
Yes.
comic book right now on the shelves. Is
As Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Get
That's awesome. I
out.
didn't know that.
So
Oh,
Thor's not in it, but there's other Asgardians that are in it. So
Huh.
that would be cool if that
I
happened.
think
with
they'll.
James Gunn
I think
back.
they'll go with the him trying to find Gamora, because it's going to be real weird for him and her because they
Yeah.
don't know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the other one from his reality is
It's
gone,
gone, and she's from the alternate.
and she's stuck in this reality now.
Mhm.
wow.
And then
And Thanos doesn't exist from that alternate reality anymore. He's dead now because he came
Right.
to this one and died.
Yeah.
So
and so is the one
it's like
from this
so the
reality
Guardians of the Galaxy
gone
will never even need to get formed in that
in that,
in that
other-
realm
in that
because he
realm.
won't be after the stone,
Right.
with Ronan and all that.
True.
Oh,
There you
we
go.
are really knee deep right now.
Yeah, we are.
But that's what this is about.
What do you think
Did you,
about the scene where Tony gets the stones from Thanos? I think Doctor Strange used magic to do it. To either make an illusionary glove that Thanos had on his hand that never had the stones.
Oh yeah, when
Or
Tony
a lot of
actually
people
has
said
the
it's the
glove.
nanotech that transferred the
Yeah.
stones real quick, but it's I don't know. They should have shown something there real
Where he
quick.
got-
It's just
yeah.
all of a sudden he's got
Plot
the stones,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
and it's
how?
hard to get on and off. We've seen that. Like,
Well, I mean,
putting it
and that's
on
how
and
they
off.
say the nanotech could have done it. Like,
Because his,
but I don't know how,
his
you know?
nanotech adjusts like that.
Yeah.
You know, like he thinks about something and it immediately does it.
Yeah,
Who?
Tony
Tony
Stark.
Tony Stark.
Like his
Iron
suit,
Man.
like his Iron Man suit, just
Like when he changes,
Yeah,
like when he
he's
turns
just
his arm into the sword and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it
but it
happens
does it
pretty
like
quick.
it does pretty
but-
quick.
yeah.
so
But that's
I
not
mean,
his nanotech.
I think it was Strange though because right
The
as
gauntlet?
it happened, Strange looked at him and he gave him the one signal. Like this is that one chance
it's
I was
like-
talking about. You know,
yeah,
like
I'm out of my
here you
league.
go, you got the stones
Or
now.
he could have paused time right there. Well, no, he didn't have the time stone.
No,
Robert, you remember when Iron Man flew in and kind of tussled with Thanos?
Yes.
And then when he goes back, it's like, boom, he's wearing...
Oh, Thanos tried to
he
say.
just has the
Gauntlet.
stones.
Yeah,
He doesn't even
Thanos
have-
looks at his arm and it's
It's just
Yeah, he
gone.
doesn't have
Well,
the
the
stones.
the
Right.
stones are
Right.
just gone.
Right.
It's like what? I don't
Yeah.
know.
oh, so Stark made his own thing and the
Out of the
stones.
nano thing, yeah, and then the stones attached into them.
That's
yeah.
where they're going with that.
And that could have
Well,
just
so,
been a reference
'cause-
too, because back in the other movie, Doctor Strange just said, I looked at X amount of realities and there's only one that we...
Right.
And then earlier in Endgame, Tony said, is this the one that we win? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I
Because if
can't
I tell
that's
you,
the
it
end.
won't-
He looks at him and he's like, this is the one we win. So
Right, and it was
He
like
did?
right as
Yes.
he gave him like a one finger,
Oh,
and it was
I
like
missed
right
that.
as Tony had the stones, they were coming into his glove. It was like
Yeah.
right on that moment. So I don't know. I think Strange had something to do with that.
it could be too, because a lot of people think that he put some kind of spell or he used the time stone when he gave it to Thanos because it glowed when it came out of his thing. And their power only triggers when they
Right,
glow,
right. It only
so-
glows when it's using it. Yeah.
Wouldn't have known
Interesting.
that. Would not have known that.
Interesting
I do
stuff.
have a beef that I think is valid.
We'll see. We'll be the judges. Throw it before the panel.
What's that whisper?
Nothing.
You'll hear it in post.
Yeah.
I'm going
We
to
got it
turn
on
that mic up real loud.
I said nothing.
What the heck with Marvel? It's like they teased us and teased us and teased us that she was going to be the big savior.
Oh, Captain.
Oh, it's because her
Captain
movie didn't do well with the fans. Fans didn't really like it. And I had heard weeks before Endgame came out that Marvel actually had a secondary storyline that didn't have as much of her in it in case her movie didn't do well. And everyone said, it's just a rumor, this and that. But I believed it. And
Well,
I mean-
she filmed Endgame before she filmed her movie.
oh, really?
Yeah, so Endgame was filmed before Captain Marvel was even.
But they could have shot a lot more of her and used less of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think
don't
so
buy it?
because you have to say goodbye in order to usher in the new Avengers. You have to say goodbye to your stalwarts, so they have to be in the limelight. But then she comes in to show you, hey, look, they're gone, but everything's going to be okay because I can do this.
I can appreciate that. I definitely can. I just feel like we were teased with a lot. At the end of Captain Marvel, we see the scene with her, you know, one of the post scenes with her coming in like to help everybody. And it just seems like she's going to be a really big factor in this. And she really wasn't because she was off saving other universes.
I'm with Rick on this.
If it wasn't for the rat,
The
the Avengers never would have won.
Yep, he's the real hero.
The rat. What rat?
The rat that let Ant-Man out of the
right. Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah.
If that rat wouldn't have hit that sequence in the exact way that it did, he would have been stuck in there and none of it would have happened.
Would have been stuck in the quantum realm.
Did we see that?
Yes.
Yeah. It was like right when he finally popped out.
So who is the true
And then he's
Avenger?
freaking out.
The rat.
He's like, oh, what happened?
Maybe I did sleep a minute.
There was like
No, there's
it was like near the beginning. There's
You were
just a rat in
taking
the
in
van.
a lot. You know what? You didn't even pay attention to the rat because you're like, that's just a rat.
Yeah. But
You
if-
knew
It
what I
could
was
have just
thinking.
been one button. Though.
Everything
Did
is
they
in-
show him like moving?
no, he just
multiple
walked
things?
across, and then as he
Right,
walked
so,
across, he
I mean,
hit a
yeah.
button.
Completely random.
Like before they
Or
got
was it?
snapped, they could have hit everything but that last button. And
Strange saw the rat, and then in the other realities, that rat didn't go there. So.
Connection to rat queen?
some car hit the rat or something, and all the other ones.
And all the other ones, that rat was not there to let Ant-Man out.
You think
That's
that
crazy
was
though.
the factor?
I didn't think about that.
Well,
What
because
if in all the other realities the rat let him out, but there was some other defining factor?
Yeah, maybe. You never know. I'm just saying that rat was very important. Because without Ant-Man, they wouldn't have talked about quantum physics and time travel.
That's true.
That is true.
And I loved that because I loved
No, that was good. That's like one of my favorite.
the
Things he
Ant-Man
talked
movies, especially how the Ant-Man and the Wasp ended. I was oh, this is gonna be great. He's gonna have a huge part of Endgame, and he did. He had,
did.
you know,
He had a
like
big
you're saying,
part.
it was all him bringing the concept to the table for everybody.
I thought that was cool because a lot of people, they think about those movies and they think they're irrelevant. They're like, I saw all of them except for the Ant-Man.
Well, I had watched a lot of, like recap videos, getting you caught up right
Yeah.
before you see Endgame, and most of them were like, Ant-Man wasn't that important, and
Right,
they'd skip
yeah.
right over it, and it's like, oh yeah, it kind of was.
Kinda was.
Like,
Everything. The whole time.
it kind of is the whole basis of Endgame.
Yeah, for sure.
I was glad to see that he had such a good role,
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Someone also brought up that like he's got his suit. Why couldn't he get out of that cage by himself? Because he was scared that he was stuck. Because when he comes out of in the van, he's in like storage, and he has to hold the sign up to get the guard's attention that says help, help, help.
yeah,
but I
that's
mean,
true, yeah.
I watched it again, and I was like, oh,
Unless his suit didn't work.
his suit shorts out when he comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
But
that's
people were
right, yeah.
complaining about it, and I was like,
I was gonna say,
it shows
the
the
suit
sparks
was
coming
like-
out of his
yeah,
suit.
it was a piece of crap
wasn't
suit.
working,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny. Very interesting.
But back to that Carol Danvers
Yes.
thing that you were saying before, Captain Marvel, like, they had to introduce a powerful character, but how pissed would you have been if they just, like, made it all about her?
I
I
didn't
would
need to
be
be
not
all
like-
about
And
her.
not showing, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if she had a bigger part, I think it would have taken away of too much what
The other heroes.
the other heroes, because this is saying goodbye to them. And she's just kind of coming in being like, I'm the new guy, look how badass I am, like, but at the same time, like, you got to give all those other characters, like, they have to, like, carry everything.
Well, I think what the problem with her is it's like that Superman thing where he doesn't really have any weakness, which is his weakness for movies and stuff. You know what I mean? That's why there's never been like a great Superman movie. It's like, who's he
Right.
gonna fight that's gonna be
Yeah, it's
epic
gonna-
and
right.
you're gonna really care and stuff, and he could actually get hurt. But then it was like. So they hyped her up like that in her movie, and she can travel the speed of light and all this stuff. But then Thanos hit her once, and she was out of like the entire fight, and you didn't even see her until the
Right.
funeral. It was just like one hit. She showed up. She grabbed the glove. You would have thought if she can travel the speed of light, and they showed her nearly traveling the speed of light when she there was like some scene where she left Earth or whatever in the beginning. But then why'd she fly so slow to get to the quantum realm thing at the end? She like gave him enough time to turn around and throw his axe at it and all that, and or the spear at it and break it and stuff. I don't know. It was like they They made her too powerful, and then they realized, hey, we need to tone it down a bit for the rest of the characters,
right.
So they can hang.
You're probably right.
Was it the Russo? I think the Russos did a interview where they said they had to figure out how to depower her. Because everyone was set up for, well, who cares? Captain Marvel's going to come in and she can take out Thanos by herself.
Right.
So they had to think of a way to depower her so that the other heroes could shine. So.
Yeah.
Well, I was still disappointed. And I was upset because she had a lot less screen time than Hawkeye, and I'm not a huge Hawkeye
I'm not a huge Hawkeye fan either. He was good in this movie, though. He had
Yeah.
he had some important roles in it.
I thought he was good in this movie.
I've always kind of not been a Black Widow fan in these movies. I don't really like Scarlett Johansson in these movies. I like her as an actress, just not as Black Widow. So, I mean, it didn't really hit me when that whole scene happened.
Yeah. Oh, that hit me.
I actually remember leaning over to my friend. I said something like, why don't they just both jump or something?
I thought maybe they were both going to.
See, and I liked his Ronin persona, so I thought that was right on key with everything that he did as far as when he was Ronin in the comics. And
Is that when he went rogue and went bad and started
With the hood and all that.
And shaved his head.
Oh yeah, that was the worst. Yeah. Well, that was our biggest problem.
No, it wasn't my biggest problem.
The haircuts.
I
First
told
of all,
Captain
Marvel
hair.
at the end, that was...
Well,
that's what she looks like now. That's her haircut.
Captain Marvel's
Yeah,
lack
sure
of screen time was my biggest peeve.
I was just joking.
Then
But then
a
the
couple-
hair bothered you the most.
Yeah, the hair. I had issues with the hair.
Is it Hawkeye?
I just think it's funny that you've got...
You know, they never
10
call
years
him
of
Hawkeye
movies.
in these movies. They never
you're
called
gonna
him
focus on the
Hawkeye.
hair.
No, I still loved the movie. I will watch the movie over and over. It will always make me cry.
So
in
just
certain
look away
parts.
when the hair comes on.
I'm just gonna be like, whatever.
Just cover the top.
It's just, I didn't think it was perfect, but it was a damn good film. I really
Right,
enjoyed it.
You missed the argument that Frank and I had the other day.
What was your argument?
Because he said the same thing in Aquaman. When he
About
saw
the
her
haircut?
I can't believe that's the shade of red they had in her hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? We're gonna talk about people's hair color?
Yeah.
That's the important thing
They
in
made
the
her,
movie?
yeah, that's what I said. It made it look, made it look cheap.
How
like she looked
often-
awesome in Justice League, but
how
then they
often do people
decided,
change their
let's
hair
go
color?
with this.
How
Those are the
often
clown red.
do people of all genders color their hair and do different things with their hair? And that's what we're going to focus on.
This
rant over.
PSA was brought to you by
I'm just
Vegas
saying,
Toy Squad.
that's the movie was great, but the hair color sucked.
No,
Okay.
I don't have any real other criticisms.
Are you going to...
Fun fact: did you know that they've never called him Hawkeye in any of the movies?
Yeah. The closest
just-
they got was they called him Hawk or something like that.
Well, and he calls his daughter. He says
Yeah.
something to his daughter about Hawkeye. And
Right,
That's the only
because his daughter
reference to
becomes the next
Oh,
Hawkeye.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
And in the comic book, she's actually more accurate and better than he is. So,
Right.
So
And then you
that's
saw the
something
thing
that-
about the kid from Iron Man 3 that's
Yeah.
at the funeral, right?
at the funeral. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. He
Wait,
might-
what?
Yeah.
So that kid that you scan through everybody that's at Tony Stark's
And there's
funeral,
one dude that you don't recognize?
That's the little kid from Iron Man 3 where he helps Tony rebuild his armor.
Remember his armor was like powered down. He couldn't get any
Yeah.
power. He
Oh,
met
yeah,
the
I
kid at the
remember.
shed
Yeah,
and
that's the
stuff.
little kid,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kid was at his funeral.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was clearly probably going to be part of the next phase.
I didn't know that till I was talking with my friend and we were trying to think where Gamora was standing at the funeral. And,
Oh, okay.
And we realized from reading that stuff that she
Yeah.
wasn't even
Yeah,
at the
she
funeral.
wasn't even at the funeral, no.
She had no reason to be there. She doesn't know
She
any of these
doesn't know
people,
these
you know?
people, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting as we move forward.
Yeah.
The one thing that I liked was all the allusions to, what could happen next. Like when she was talking to Okoye.
Who?
Okoye.
Black Panther.
Black Widow was talking to Okoye when they were in the Avengers complex.
Okay.
And she mentioned that there was an earthquake in the ocean. And then Black Widow says, "What are you doing about it?" And she says, "Well, it's an earthquake in the ocean. We're not doing anything." So a lot of people think that that's alluding to Namor and Atlantis coming into the Marvel Universe because they've been talking about that for a while. They wanted to bring in Prince Namor and Atlantis. So
Is that figure that stores couldn't get rid of?
possibly,
Where
yeah.
you just have like the green
Yeah,
spandex.
with his
Yeah.
green spandex. Yeah, so that'll be
Not
interesting,
a good
especially
sign.
since Aquaman did as well as it did. People are going to have a lot of comparisons because there's such similar characters. But
Was that good, Aquaman? I didn't see that yet.
I liked it, but you can talk to these guys.
I like the DC Universe movies. I think they're all pretty good movies.
I don't mind them at all.
Mine seems to be obvious, like the Green Lantern, and
It ranks low among DC movies, in our opinion.
In our
their opinion.
humble opinion, pretty close to the bottom of the bucket.
like Suicide Squad.
Like
bad.
at the bottom of the
I would put
ocean.
Suicide Squad above
I'd
it.
watch Suicide Squad twice before I watched
We're gonna have
Aquaman
to
again.
rethink this squadcast.
Hey, we
I
all
might have to
have
bow out gracefully
our
before.
opinions.
I'm sorry. Do we have Suicide Squad fans in the room?
No.
Well, not
No.
fans, but like, you know, I'd
we
watch
got
that
Aquaman
again
fans.
more than I'd watch Aquaman.
Oh yeah, I pretty much
But-
vowed to never watch that movie. You can't.
Suicide Squad, no.
Yeah.
Too
So
bad
Whatever.
to get a lady up some stairs.
anyway, I did cry and I loved the Avengers, and you know, I can't, say that it wasn't well done. It was a great way to tie everything up. It was beautiful.
I think it's going to be good.
It was epic. I think.
It was. It was. Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
so
finally,
I wasn't even thinking about all the other people that got snapped back.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
those portals start showing up. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's on the unicorn. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pegasus.
Yeah. Valkyrie. That
Yeah.
was great. And she had the winged horse, and we're still trying to find Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is in that scene somewhere.
Oh, is he?
So he's supposed to be coming out when the Ravagers come out. So I've yet to
I
see.
found the Ravagers every
So then
single
was
time.
he in the battle in Infinity War? Because they all like came from there.
No, because
No,
the Ravagers weren't in
The
Infinity
Ravagers
War.
weren't in the Infinity War.
Like, I'm assuming, we talked about it.
And then all the magicians were
Like
there too.
Thanos'
So they-
Ravagers you're talking about?
No,
No,
like
Guardians
Guardians
of
of
the
the Galaxy.
Ravagers.
Like Yondu's guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. They all showed up?
They showed up.
they showed up.
It's like flashes, but it's not like
Yeah, I didn't even see
they're
them,
pouring
man.
out
Yeah.
with guns.
It was like Ready Player One. Like,
It was.
Yes,
It was
just
yeah,
like trying to
exactly.
catch
Too much
everything,
to-
like,
Yeah.
who's over there?
Too much to see.
Too much to see. Yeah.
I mean,
it
I've
was
seen
hard
it.
to see.
I've seen it 3 times, and I've watched for that scene, and my eyes are like this, and I've missed
Right,
it.
yeah, it's
Howard
like-
Duck
yeah, like Ready
every
Player
time.
One.
Dude, you're
you're
gonna
looking
need
for
to do the
stuff you don't
DVD
know.
and
Yeah.
pause it when it finally comes.
I thought it was. I forgot this part, but one of the best parts for me was when that all was just about to happen, and then you hear "on your left."
Yeah,
I was like,
You're like, who's that?
it's Sam.
because you knew exactly who was coming, and well,
Wait,
I guess some people knew exactly who was coming.
remind me. I don't remember.
Captain America, when he first meets in Captain America 2, he's running
Winter
laps.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh,
And every time he's running laps, he sees Sam, and he says, "On your left, on your left."
Oh,
And,
gotcha.
Yeah, so.
oh.
Even
okay.
at the end of that movie,
So that's
when
what
he's
it is. So is he going to become the new Captain America?
yeah.
Yeah. He's been Captain America several times.
Eh.
Yep.
Falcon, you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bucky's
I
been
think
Captain
Bucky. I was
America.
gonna say, I think
I'd
you should
rather
have given
see
it to
Bucky.
Bucky,
But
because
I
I know
think-
he's been him too.
I think Bucky's got I think they got other plans for what he's going to be doing. And Bucky, anytime he's done Captain America, it's always been out of necessity, not because he's wanted it. And he's always relinquished it pretty quick. He likes to stay in the shadows. He likes to be covert.
Right.
And
How-
then that
how does-
conversation that they had too at the end when Cap is leaving, that was the same conversation that he and Bucky had when Bucky first went to war in Captain America. When he said,
Don't take all the stupid
yeah,
with you."
I can't. You've taken all the stupid with you, or whatever. So I think Bucky kind of knew Cap wasn't coming back.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because
see,
he had
I
like a
wish-
smirk on his face, and
Yeah.
I've seen some videos where people saying
Right,
maybe he
yeah.
knows more than everyone else did.
I wish I'd have known some of those things. See, it'll be fun to rewatch.
To rewatch now.
Now knowing
How
these
good
little
though can
insights.
a Captain America be that doesn't have like super strength, super speed? You know what I mean? He's just a normal dude.
But he's got the wings, and it just
Oh, so
brings
he
a
has
whole
no.
new
Okay,
level
okay,
to
that's
what he
pretty
can do
cool
with
then.
Cap. Yeah,
I was just
so-
picturing him just like in Captain America
And then-
Well,
clothes,
that's what I thought. Are they going to give him
holding a
injections
shield,
or
like he
something?
throws it and he has to go pick it up. You know?
Well, he's got like Iron Man-esque stuff going on. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's got all that tech too, so he gets to use that
That's
on
true.
the shield on top of
Yeah.
all the tech he's got.
That's
and he's
Cap.
trained with Cap.
Yes.
The cool thing that they did though with
a
him,
shield launcher.
because
Yeah.
when
That'd
he
be awesome.
took over Captain America this last time, and he, it was right when all the Black Lives Matters came out. So Marvel has always done a really good job of incorporating social issues into their comic books. So that was a huge story arc in there because there was people who accepted him as Captain America and people who said it's not my Captain America simply because based on his color. So depending on if they take that route or if they do that, that's going to bring some interesting stories into it and give it more meaning behind it than just a superhero movie too.
Right.
So.
My thing wasn't about the color or anything. It was just about like, how are they going to do it? Are they going to inject him or what? But you're
That's
saying
it.
it's just going to be.
You never know. They might have nanotech or something.
So-
Yeah.
Same stuff they gave Captain America, maybe.
That's what I was figuring. Like if they're going to do this,
Yeah,
to
if he's
him.
going to be the same superhero, he can't have total different like powers and abilities.
Guess we'll find out on Disney
What
Plus.
happened?
Yeah.
Tune in.
Nice segue.
That TV show's coming out, so yeah, we'll see.
Did that like formula or whatever that they gave Captain America? Did that get like destroyed or
I
something
think
like
so,
that?
yeah.
It got destroyed, except they did have some leftovers. That's what Bucky destroyed
had.
in Winter Soldier.
Right.
Well, Civil War.
Yeah.
You see him kill Tony Stark's parents, and also he stole the rest of the formula.
The formula.
So there still might be
It still
some
might be
out there.
Yeah, you never know.
Because they used it on those assassins, but
And then another thing I never got about the movies in Captain America is I always thought in the comics his shield was made out of adamantium.
No, vibranium.
Is that stronger than adamantium?
No.
Why didn't Tony Stark get
'Cause
adamantium?
They didn't. Well, adamantium is part of the mutant.
mutants
It's Wolverine.
and Fox.
Right, yeah. It all
Fox
So
owned,
Fox owned that
the
at
trademark
that time,
on
yeah.
it, so they
Gotcha,
couldn't even use.
gotcha.
They couldn't even say the word adamantium.
No.
Could they say adamant?
I don't know. You might have to ask
Yeah.
him. You know.
Probably
It's like
pay trademarks
a
on
movie
that.
can't say the word droid in it without paying George
Oh,
Lucas.
right.
Yeah.
You can't say droid?
Any Verizon
Great, now
phone
you,
that's
look
ever
how much
been
you just
sold.
cost us.
Oh, well, I have an Android phone, so yeah.
But remember when it used to be called the Droid phone?
Oh, yeah.
They would always say at the bottom of the commercial, "Droid is a trademark term by Lucasfilms."
I think I remember that vaguely.
Whatever.
Crazy.
Stole the word. Well, I mean, they didn't steal it, but they made sure they're gonna get their money for it.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Stan Lee's appearance in his final appearance in
Oh, that's the last we're gonna see.
last one?
Yep.
They
Last-
filmed extra ones, but they said this is the final one. We're
Oh, they're not going to do the extra ones?
They said this is going to be the very last one.
I don't
It
remember
made me
what
cry.
it was in this one.
He was in the car and he said, "Make love,
Make love, not war."
not war."
He was a hippie.
Here's the hippie guy.
Right.
Maybe when they
Hippie
go
in the-
back to the 70s, yeah. Oh, it just made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I was bummed because I knew that it was the last one because I had read that somewhere. I was like, damn.
yeah.
I didn't
I
know
read a
that.
spoiler.
See, I thought, oh,
figured it
good, we're
would
going to
be,
see
you know,
him now.
but,
That's
you know,
right.
you
Still
never
in a
know
bunch
if
of
they filmed
movies.
other stuff. Or,
Well, they did. They filmed, I think they said like 9 of them.
Oh.
But they're not. That was the last one that they were going to use because,
Wow.
I don't know.
It makes sense if they're gonna kind of restart the.
well, and
you know,
it
the
makes
universe.
it makes a lot of sense. It's the last movie that he was part of, you know, and there's the last movie of the whole saga. And,
Yep.
I think the last point I want to make of the Avengers Endgame was, again, bringing in alternate timelines. Because everyone's saying, okay, they fought Thanos, now who's going to be the next big bad guy? I think this opens up for Kang the Conqueror. And Kang the Conqueror is all about controlling the time stream and alternate realities. He is a huge villain in Avengers, so I think that'll be cool if they find some way to bring him in. But now that they own Fox and they've got Fantastic Four and X-Men, you know, they could bring Doctor Doom in as well.
Well, wasn't Silver Surfer part of Avengers at one point?
I think everyone was at some point a member of. I mean,
So
even
it'd be cool to
Wolverine
bring
was an
him in
Avenger.
and do it well.
Silver
because they
Surfer.
haven't done that yet.
No, they
He
haven't.
was actually part of the first Infinity
Fantastic.
Wars.
Yeah,
Right,
Like
right.
he was
like
like a
Galactus,
huge,
right?
Yeah,
him and Galactus,
Yeah.
but I mean, like he was like the major catalyst in that.
and he was always associated with the Fantastic Four aspect
Right, right.
of Marvel Universe. So again, he was tied up with a different movie company.
Oh, what's at the end of the second Guardians movie, the gold guy,
Adam
Warlock, right?
Yeah, so he should
he
be
has
next.
a lot of ties with the Soul Stone. I was reading.
And they confirmed that he's going to be in the next one. And I don't know if you want to cover your ears for this one or not.
You can go on.
But they've also confirmed, or not confirmed, but there's a lot of talk that Beta Ray Bill is going to
Yeah,
come
I did see that.
into
Who's
Guardian.
that?
He's Asgardian character, but he's also a cosmic character. He gets Stormbreaker, and he
Okay.
becomes a Thor-esque character. He actually takes over for Thor for a while.
Well, there's quite a few like Thor-ish characters in the comics, right? I'm not like super fluent in.
Yeah.
No,
all the Thor
I'm not
ones, but
either. Especially when it comes out.
There's like non-human looking ones, and
That's what. Yeah,
That's
Beta
what
Ray Bill. He
Ray Bill-
kind of has like a horse.
yeah, the horse head guy.
If you look in Thor Ragnarok, his head is carved on the pillar.
Oh, where like Hulk's.
Yes.
head's
They have all the
getting
champions'
built, yeah.
heads.
And he did
That's
have
cool.
a part in there that they filmed, but they cut it because it was too short, and they thought about bringing him into Endgame, and they never did. So, but you actually see his head carved on that pillar.
But so Adam Warlock is just another like
He's another
super
powerful
strong,
being, yeah.
can do anything he wants type guys, you know. So I don't know,
So
Like a
once you
Doctor
get into
Strange
these,
type.
like a Captain Marvel, you know.
Like a
cosmic,
Superman.
cosmic,
Superman
Once you
is.
get into these cosmic level characters,
They're
then the
yeah,
power
it's like
chart
these
just
humans,
goes off.
dude, are nothing for him.
No, yeah, they don't even care about
Dragon
humans.
Ball Z status.
Do you think Thor could have done the snap and survived it? I mean, he took a blast from the star.
That's what I was thinking about today.
He did. Maybe.
That's what I was thinking about today.
I think he's stronger than Hulk. He's got to be.
See, that's debatable.
Hulk is the
He
strongest.
won the fight in Ragnarok.
Wait,
But Thor
You're
is
saying-
a god.
Hulk is stronger than a god? Are you
Right,
saying
that's- yeah.
It depends what version you get. The Hulk, the whole
Oh,
premise
don't
of
give me
his,
that.
The premise
Cop
of his
out.
powers are whenever the stronger or the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets.
So he has a potential
So he has the potential,
unlimited power. Like they've tested it in some of the comics I've seen, and it's just it's absurd.
So like Galactus could hit him, and he could like potentially hit as hard as that.
If he's man enough, doesn't he become like his ward or something like that?
I don't know.
Something I don't know.
But Thor is still a god. Doesn't
Not
that
necessarily.
trump?
But like the Marvel gods aren't like
the
God,
Asgardians
you know,
they're aliens in the Marvel in the MCU.
They're mortal.
It's like a
Like
Superman.
ET
He's from
they're-
another planet,
Yeah,
so
they're
he has.
from Asgard, and that's their planet. And then they came to Earth, and the Earthlings worship them as gods. But they're
They just
technically
they
aliens.
basically took the what is it Greek gods and stuff and took their personas kind of thing like
And made them aliens instead of gods. So and used human perception because they couldn't describe what they were seeing. They perceived them as gods.
He's the guy to talk about that stuff. He knows all about that.
I think we just
Ancient
segued
aliens.
into Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's
He
do
can
it.
tell
Seven
you the
Ancient
real
Aliens
stuff behind that
episode.
stuff. He knows that he's read all those.
I'll put my Giovanni wig on. We'll do an Ancient Aliens episode.
Hey, I'm not saying it's aliens,
But it's probably.
but it's aliens.
I did dig up the yearbook.
Show and tell.
This is Joe Russo's senior yearbook, my freshman yearbook. So I
Wow.
did go to school with Joe. He does not know me. I do not know him because he was a senior. I was a freshman. We never talked to each other. But he is all over this yearbook. He was the class president. So I let these guys look at it, and it was some interesting pictures in there. So
And how much are you asking for that?
I think it's creepy to sell. So yeah, it's,
Yeah, no.
Without an autograph. Anyway.
but
Yeah,
it
you
is
gotta get
cool
it signed.
to say, hey, I went to school with this guy.
Yeah,
and,
that's
you know,
cool.
and
Joe
of
probably
course,
needs that.
He probably has it. I'm sure he does. I mean,
If you ever get the opportunity at like a con or something to get his autograph, you should definitely get him on that.
No, that's way too.
Why?
that'd
That's
be
cool,
awesome.
I
You
think.
think?
I would totally do it.
I think on your yearbook, yeah.
Does he have like a Marvel shirt on in any of the movie? And then the pictures? That'd be hilarious.
No, the funny thing was, like, we were in
That
the
would be
same
funny,
study hall
yeah.
together, and a few times, and that's where I used to read my comic books, was in the study hall, but I used to hide it because I didn't want people to know I was reading comic books.
Right, yeah.
So, here I am hiding my comic books from, and then he's like, the biggest guy in comic books right now.
It'd be funny if he had like a Batman shirt on or something.
That would be
It
amazing.
would be funny,
Just
yeah.
rocking a Superman shirt. Just-
That is too funny. So, Play by the Rules, Volume 49, Benedictine High School.
in Ohio.
Go Bengals. There you go.
And
It's like on what was that on Big Bang Theory, right? When you guys ever watch that?
Yeah, yeah.
There's like an episode where they're gonna get Sheldon wants to get Stan Lee to sign his like Green Lantern like figure or something like that, and they're like, "Why?" And he's like, "'Cause it's gonna be worth a ton of money." So then they're all like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him to sign my Batman," and they like ruin it for him.
That's awesome.
so, isn't his brother around the same age?
Yeah, his brother was a year ahead, so
I'll say he would.
like I recognize his brother because of, things that we would do at school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he was a year ahead, so I didn't actually go to school with the brother, just Joe.
Too bad you didn't get him to sign it back then.
Too bad I didn't meet him and actually become friends with him. That would have been killer. But
Because now it'd be awkward to
Yeah.
Facebook friend him.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
hey, we went to the same high school.
yeah,
Hi.
and
Is he in like a
so did 300 other kids.
is there like a film club or something that he's like in the pictures for? or
No,
anything
he was in
like
the
that?
Italian Heritage Club, soccer. His intramural volleyball team won the intramural volleyballs for that year.
Yeah,
Go
tell us
Joe.
What
more.
was the
We've
name of
got
that Italian club, Rick?
The Italian
his-
Heritage Club.
The
His prom
Italian
pictures
Stallion
in there
Club?
too, right?
He's got a prom picture in here.
Aw.
His senior quote. Let me go to his senior quote was. Oh my goodness!
I'm inevitable.
Dead air.
Yeah.
All right, so here he at that time, I don't know if he ever did or not. It says he was attending the University of Iowa. No matter where they go or whatever they do in the enchanted forest, on the top of the wood, a boy and his bear will always be playing.
Sweet irony.
So there you go.
What in
Winnie
the
the Pooh.
hell was he smoking when
It's a
he...
Disney quote.
Winnie the Pooh.
That is?
It's Winnie the Pooh. That's
Winnie
what I
the
said.
Pooh.
Sweet irony.
You're
Now he's
kidding
like
me. Say,
Disney
what is-
juggernaut.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that quote.
No matter
at all.
where they go or whatever they do, in the enchanted forest on the top of the wood, a boy and his bear will always be playing. Christopher Robin and Pooh Bear.
That's his senior quote.
That's a
kinda
senior
weird.
quote.
No offense, man, but that's
Yeah, I
kinda
mean-
weird.
So he was a fan of
Special.
Pooh Bear. I didn't know that quote.
Well, for a high school senior, I mean, plus he looked like a kind of a tough guy.
Yeah, there he
Oh, he's
is.
like you were saying, he's in sports and all
Back
that.
in the garbage truck.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
picture
that's
you
what-
sent.
So if you're just listening, Rick is showing us a specific page. From
He looks like something out of Grease.
He does.
Like
They look
the-
like they were doing a theater production. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is
That's
in
the
like
funny
the
thing, though.
art
I don't
club,
think he was in
theater,
theater,
stuff
no.
like that.
No, he's a soccer dude.
What club was that you were just showing?
Italian heritage.
So that's funny that they were on the back of a garbage truck. Sanitation.
Hey,
You want to go down that road?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
That's what they're standing up.
Oh, in the
against?
picture?
In the picture, he's standing on the back of a garbage truck, so they get sanitation in there with the mafia ties. You get it?
Oh, shh.
Come on now.
Hey,
All right.
Frank said it, not me.
All right, so anybody else have any final thoughts before we wrap up? And I don't know if you wanted to get to your segment.
Let's end this game.
We're in the end game now.
So that was a good one.
Not really, but thanks for the
Good place.
Thanks for the support. Did you want to go through the verses or no?
Yeah.
All right. Well, just whoa.
So it's
do
time
it.
for verses.
All right.
Let's get it on.
That's Rick's line.
It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's
It's
okay.
been
That's-
so long.
It's all good. I know we haven't
Y'all
done a
were
verses
just
for a
wasting
while.
time. No.
So
Okay, we'll find it.
Rob talked about at the top of the hour that he has a new obsession with Mega Bloks, or now, as they are called, Mega Constructs. So we are going to pose the question: building blocks, Mega Constructs, aka Mega Bloks, or the champion of all building blocks. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Well,
should
that's
be
a
biased.
loaded
That is
setup.
a loaded
you can't
segue.
start
Oh my
off that
goodness!
way.
How dare you? Or Lego.
All right.
Lego.
Oh, sorry. Start it off.
Started off.
Yeah.
Lego speaks for themselves. They were the original. They hold together. I have Lego blocks that I had when I was a kid from 1980, and they are still just as good and pristine,
Compatible
shape.
with
Compatible.
today's-
Every little piece is compatible. If I take with most Lego models, and if I drop it, yeah, maybe 20% of the bricks fall off. If I take a Mega Bloks, that whole thing is in pieces.
Yeah, you built a lot of Mega Bloks, have you?
Halo with my son, yes. Yes, Halo Mega Bloks.
All right, so you're obviously falling on the side of
I'm falling on the side of Lego. I have
Well,
to.
that's
yeah.
a shocker.
Between them-
I didn't see that coming.
You've got resale value, licenses,
Right.
Yes,
the minifig innovation.
true.
Every innovation in brick history has come through Lego.
Respect.
All right. There you go.
Wakanda forever.
Okay, so that's point. Now
All right.
let's hear a counterpoint.
So, just because you were the first doesn't mean that you were the best. And plenty of people take an idea that maybe someone else had first and make it better. And I applaud the Lego kind of ethos. Is that a word?
Yes.
Of
Worldwide phenomenon, I think, is what you're looking for.
no, their how they maintain their compatibility and quality and overall, they haven't
Value.
made any brand changes or anything. Speaking not even of value or collectability or whatever, but yeah, obviously they've done something right because now after their patent expired, then everybody and their mother came out with a brick set, but I think Mega Bloks. At least, see, I'm not talking about Mega Constructs because all the new stuff that they have with the Halo, the Call of Duty stuff and all the stuff that's out now, I'm not into. But
Pokemon.
they did the dragons and the medieval stuff right. I believe. And I think the Mega Bloks stuff, the older stuff, like, I mean, the minifigures are way more detailed than the knights. The armor looks all weathered and super detailed. The weapons, the articulation. I mean, look at this dragon. If you can see it, if you can't, just Google it. And then you look at the Lego dragons, and it's like 2 pieces with a snap-on wing, and it's just there's not. It's cutesy, but it's not cool.
I will agree with the Lego dragon. Kind of sucks. Like the original. I don't think they've made they really haven't had a reason to make like a new one though.
Well, I mean, they've recently with the dragon wise, the Ninjago sets. I don't know if you guys have seen those things.
No, they are.
Those builds are insane. Like they're just the size of it alone, but then the detail in it.
They're kind of like the buildable figures, right? Like where you put the bunch of bricks together to make the figure.
It is the build. It is the build.
And they have a lot of hinges and stuff, so they're real delicate though.
They are.
It's not like this dragon would fall off the table and be fine,
Yeah, but I mean, just the ingenuity behind it, like seeing. Just somebody coming up with that just blows my mind.
Right.
Like
and a lot of the Bionicle stuff's the same way too.
Yes.
Like I can't come up with those ideas. People make all those custom Bionicles and all that, But it's the same type of stuff, like lots of hinges and like I don't know if you've seen like the Hulkbuster set, the Lego. That's like all articulated and stuff.
Right.
But completely built though,
Right. With Mega Bloks, you've got the terrain, like. One thing that's cool about Mega Bloks is their pieces are molded. So like if you want to build a foot high wall with Legos, it's going to take you 3 hours and you're going to need 600 bricks. You know what I mean? The same thing with Mega Bloks. Maybe they've got like 20 of the same kind of size pieces they're panel pieces, or like a wall of bricks that's got the detail of the bricks built in, so you put that and then you add them together, less maybe customizability, but as far as ease of construction, and then just the look, because again these pieces are all detailed and weathered and they look old and rustic and cool looking.
See, that's I like that. I do like that, but again, like siding with the Lego side, I like that you have to work in the confines of what you're given, and seeing what people come up with, like making things look weathered, like a castle or something, like
by using different
colors and textures, like that blows me away. The ingenuity behind that's the cleverness that I like behind that, because I love that they do have that detail in Mega Bloks or Mega Construct, but I also like just the ingenuity behind Lego, the Lego creations just blows me away.
That's the Lego creators. That's not necessarily the product. You know what I'm saying? That's creativity of people doing cool creative things.
Right.
That's not necessarily saying that the products themselves are that spectacular, but that people can do cool things with them.
But that's the point of it. that's my point.
I think that's what they're saying is that you have more room for being creative with Legos, whereas with the Mega Bloks, not that there aren't pieces that you couldn't do your own thing with, but the pieces are pretty obvious generally.
Right,
for
and
these sets.
you can't use it in something else. Like if you wanted to make like a modern house, you couldn't use like these castle wall looking pieces. Where with Legos, you could take it all apart and build both,
Most people in the building community, I'm going to go out here and use Mega Bloks as a gateway to the real block. So
it's a gateway.
Are you saying
these
are starter blocks?
This went backwards.
It's a gateway
toy. Because we've already done. I mean, we did the Disney. We did the Disney Castle for Lego. We've done several Star Wars.
That's a great
Legos.
set too.
Oh, it's
Disney
awesome.
Castle,
But
so Lego was a gateway for me for Mega Bloks.
It's like the Lebowski of building blocks.
What? You lost me on that.
Nothing wrong with
Blocks
that.
abide.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I think there's people that, like you're saying with the texturing, the detail and all that, I think the people that do buy Mega Bloks and Mega Constructs, they buy it for those kind of reasons, and I think the people that don't buy it is because like Lego's had some troubles in the past. They've tried to do stuff like that where it's like, let's give you this huge thing, and you don't have to build a lot of this
Right,
set,
and
you know. And the Lego fans don't like
They don't
it,
like
you
that.
know.
No, they want to be able to.
But obviously, Mega Bloks and stuff is stuck around through all of that, so their fans obviously like that kind of stuff, don't mind that kind of stuff, you know.
Because you'll run across people that'll curse Lego to the high heavens because they just they don't understand the value of it for their kids. They don't, they just remember stepping on it and feeling pain in their foot.
Right.
So it's like
getting everywhere, and I talk to those people all the time. Oh, I bought this set for my kid, and a week later it was all over the place. Like they're Legos. That's
they're Lego. So
that's the point of them. Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it, but I think people who aren't into that real creative side and wanting to build everything and want to do an easier build, but not easier in the sense that I'm talking down, but easier with more detail to it, then they can do that, because like you said, with the Lego you're going to have to get a bunch of different bricks so that you can get that texture and all
which
that
gets
stuff.
a lot more expensive too.
More expensive, more time.
Right.
Look at puzzles. Do you want to? Some people love putting together those super hard puzzles. Some
2,000 piece puzzles.
Yeah, some just give me a 500 piece puzzle. I'm good with that. So I think and
Plus 3D and all that.
Yeah.
This might change your mind though. Why Lego is better than Mega Bloks.
Yeah, you might be playing with something and it just falls apart.
Fett.
Yeah.
Fett.
What about it?
You can only get him in Lego. You can't get him in Mega Bloks.
You could make him. You could make him in Mega Bloks if you had.
They don't have the right colors.
Yeah, but if Mega Bloks
Yeah,
made a
that's all
Boba Fett figure, it would be cooler than the Lego. I admit there's something charming and cute about the Lego minifigures, but the detail on the
And
the
you have
Mega
to understand the
Bloks is
history
better.
of the minifigures too. They wanted the minifigure to be genderless. They wanted the minifigure to be
Appeal to everybody.
raceless at the time, so that's why they came
Right.
up with that generic color and
Yellow
the generic
and-
face. And then eventually, because of Star Wars, that's when they started doing flesh tones and flesh colors on the minifigs.
Right.
So
Was it Star Wars or Harry Potter?
no, it was Star Wars.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Lando Calrissian first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was Lando.
So Lando was the first black Lego?
That was the first set to have
non-yellow Lego
the
figure.
first
Yeah.
set to have skin tones.
What color was that Lando? Brown?
Yeah, like a
Like a
Lando color.
rich coffee.
Smooth coffee?
I don't like to paint people as brown or black.
What color?
yeah.
It was more
The
of a
piece was
mocha.
a color.
It was more of a mocha.
I'm not asking.
Mocha.
What are they?
Taupe. I don't know.
Taupe
I'm
is
sure they have a color
The other
name for that color.
Sure they do.
the other characters had the pinky flesh colored heads.
I believe so, yeah, because I think it came with some of the Bestman guards, and I'll have to look it up.
That's all
Are
right.
you sure? I thought the old ones were still had the yellow.
They might have. He
Well,
might
yellow
have.
heads and Lando.
There were
Imagine.
Lego
There-
Star Wars sets that were yellow.
Yeah.
Like
Right, but they're
the
yellow.
first
But I
wave
think
and
that
stuff.
there was still yellow even with the Lando. I think it was yellow as well.
That's what I said. I'd have to look it up and see.
I don't remember.
Lego
Sure,
trivia.
didn't he come with Lobot? Is that his name? Lobot, the guy with the thing on his head. I want to say he
you're
came
probably
with
right.
him, and it might have been
In
like a peach apricot skin tone.
Huh. Well,
No, we'll have a look.
let's research. Patti, how do you feel about Mega Bloks?
I think
What's
they're
your-
awesome, but I think there's room for both Lego and Mega Bloks, Mega Constructs to exist peacefully.
Coexist?
Yes. And even maybe interact in a way. I just imagine the worlds you could create blending both.
That is the funny thing, because all of these knockoff Lego companies, they always make their bricks compatible to Lego.
Right.
Right.
So
Well, and it always says compatible with major brands,
Major,
but
yeah.
they
Yeah.
mean like brand.
Yeah,
major
exactly.
brand.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really improved on it, have they?
There's
Nobody's
not need.
taken the
When they
same
added
idea.
that the cylinders inside it was like what really changed.
Yeah.
And
But was
it's-
that Lego?
Yeah,
Yes.
Lego.
Yes.
That
But
was
I
their
mean,
patent.
yeah,
that
but
made it so
nobody
you could
else-
clutch it anywhere on another brick.
Right.
Like
And-
one corner to one corner and stuff.
No one's allowed to do that same technology.
Oh, how they have that
cylinder
in the
there.
middle,
Yeah,
and then that makes
that
it.
cylinder inside of it.
That's the key right there.
That's why they have every piece is the same. What they call clutch power. How it sticks on, and how hard it is to pull off. And you'll get some knockoff brands that like it's real hard to stick it on or pull
Yeah.
off, or some that don't stick right. And
Some of
it's
the
loose.
Halo sets, it was hard to line up certain pieces And then even their directions are a lot more convoluted.
Yeah. We did notice we were putting together one of the Mega Bloks sets, and once we got the two halves of the building together, trying to get the actual two halves to
mesh
fit
up.
up,
Really show how
to
to do
line
it.
up.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to do that, but
Yeah. So, but I think for taking some pictures, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna incorporate Lego and Mega Bloks into what I want to do. But but I'm just excited because, like I said, it's something like a toy from my childhood that I never had when I was a child that now I can have and
very cool.
enjoy. So,
Well, I mean, it's fitting. All your friends are into Legos and all that.
Dogs
too,
and cats.
Living together, mass hysteria. I'm going to buy you a fruit basket.
so there you
Yeah,
go.
we started
Another
on the
versus ends peacefully.
Oh.
This may be a first.
No, there always are amicable. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Pretty close.
Whatever, it's late. All right, so any final thoughts?
One more thing. Happy birthday to my brother. Today is his birthday.
Hey, today or Friday when this airs?
Today.
All right.
I mean,
All right, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
And I had a story about Chewbacca that I wanted to end with.
Cue music.
Well, so we went to Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim, my daughter and I, a couple years ago, and met up with my friend Dale. You guys have met Dale. You haven't met Dale, but he's another Star Wars nut that I've known for a long time. So Dale paid for a bunch of autographs, and the last day, Sunday, he had to leave, so my daughter actually got to go and get a bunch of autographs, which was cool. She got to meet Carrie Fisher and Anthony Daniels and whatnot. For Dale, he got the autographs. But the day before, on Saturday, he got to go get Peter Mayhew's autograph, and I guess there weren't a lot of people there. Like now, if everybody knew, the line would be out the door, But he went up to get Mr. Mayhew's autograph, and he was in a wheelchair, and he has super long legs. Mm-hmm. So when Dale walked up to the table, he stepped on his foot. And,
it's like sticking out under the curtain. Or
so he was very very embarrassed that he stepped on Chewbacca's foot. So, but
it'd been funny if you did like a Wookiee growl.
So, but he said Mr. Mayhew was very very nice about it and understanding.
Those poor guys, they probably
Pulls
get beat
arms
up
out
at
of
those-
his socket.
He didn't pull his arms out. Yeah. What?
I said those poor guys, they probably get beat up at those signing events. With
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
everything
People
that
grabbing them
put
and everything.
through, yeah.
Putting their arms around him and their grubby hands. So, anyways.
All right. With that being said, thank you guys for joining us. As always, find us on all the usual social media outlets. Please check out our Instagram. Starting to get a lot of followers there and a lot of likes, so follow us there. And then also our Facebook page.
Yeah, we got some new likes there.
Yeah,
Right
that's
on.
pretty good. So
New
we're
page likes.
inching towards that 400 mark. Let's see if we can get 500 by August. So share, like,
Squad
and tell your
goals.
friends to do stuff.
Yeah, subscribe, like. That's what matters in this
Share.
world, man. It doesn't matter if you're watching. It doesn't matter if you're listening. You gotta like. You gotta subscribe.
Here comes the rant.
You gotta share.
Woo! Somebody's fired up in the 11th hour.
And share your Mega Bloks with Rob, because he needs more.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I'll trade Legos for Mega Bloks.
There you go. That's a great trade.
That is a
I
great
wish I had some.
Well,
You're getting a 10-cent a piece product for a
For a
3-cent.
$3.
I'm not saying brick for brick trade. We'll work it out.
All right. Thank you so much for watching us. We are VTS, and with that, VTS is
Out.
Out.